Hello everyone and welcome back to another brand new video. Today we're going to be going over the most recent episode of Pokemon Horizons, and we are back to following the 6-hero story as Liko, Roy, and Dot, along with Freed and the other Rising Bull Tacklers, go on the hunt for Entei. The past couple of episodes have been leading up to them finding Entei since they arrived in Johto and have been getting information about it, and today they did end up finding it and they engaged in a battle with it. Now, before we get into all of that, I wanted to leave my thoughts, which is that I was a bit surprised with how quickly everything was going. It feels like we just got Cleavor and now we're already moving on to get to Entei. And so that was very interesting to me, so I was very excited to see how things were going to play out. So, long story short, they had a few environmental events that started leading them toward Entei, who was actually, oddly enough, found in the water because it ended up roaring and making a volcano in the middle of the ocean, and that's where the Rising Bull Tacklers went to go confront it and ask it to come along with them. So as they found Entei on this volcano, they just started battling it as expected, and as you can imagine, they very much struggled since Entei is a legendary Pokemon and they're not really working with the strongest Pokemon out there, especially since they never use their others aside from their partners. But ignoring all of that, I will say they ended up doing pretty well. They were mostly led by Cap, as you can imagine. But again, I mentioned that because I'm just annoyed with the fact that Liko could have easily used Hatchroom. Not that it would have done much more, but why was she trying to battle an Entei with a Florigato? It's just kind of silly. But regardless, again, it didn't really matter much because nothing ended up coming from it in the end. It was very interesting, though. There was this portion where it seemed like something was going to happen with Crocolore. It was kind of getting a bit nervous and struggling, especially seeing how much Cap was doing and how injured he was getting. There was a moment where Cap had to go protect Crocolore from getting hit by an attack, and so there was this also another moment where Crocolore was getting halted from attacking and ended up having to pull through and use Stomping Tantrum to actually deal some damage, which did end up making an impression on Entei in the end. But again, it was kind of leading up to something was going to happen with Crocolore, like he was going to learn a new move or something, but that didn't end up happening, so it was kind of interesting. But I do believe that might be lead up to the future, because in the end, Entei does not end up going with the Rising Bull Tacklers, it just goes off on its own. And we also see Suicune and Raikou, so I guess that's leading up to something happening with them as well. But it does end up going away with them, so they do not catch it, which I actually enjoyed. Like I said, I thought things were moving a bit quickly, so I was happy that they're going to be stretching this out a bit longer. It's not just we immediately get Cleavor and then right after we get Entei. And it looks like there's going to be a lot more story coming up toward 2025. They did reveal that they're going to be heading to Area 0 soon and seeing a lot of Paradox Pokemon, so that is going to be very interesting to see. So I'm excited to see what's to come. I'm, like I said, glad that they didn't immediately catch Entei, so this is leading to me hoping that that scene with Crocolore is going to come back into effect later. Maybe then it'll learn a new move, and we'll see what happens there. So you guys can let me know in the comments what you thought of this episode, how you like how the story is progressing, and I will see you all next time. Thank you!